smoking like crazy though. Trying to hoping all this burns off soon. We're just gonna burn the truck down. Hey guys, welcome back to Typo's Garage. If you've been following the series, we are working on the 1965 C10. Today we're gonna install the gas tank and the new fuel sending unit. We're gonna check all the rubber fuel lines and make sure that looks okay. Put new ones on with the section of hose that I got for the Will It Run video. And I gotta get new spark plugs, wires, and we're gonna get it running and see how it runs, see if we need a rebuild kit for the carb, all that good stuff. So if you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button in the bottom right, that'll help me out a ton, and you'll also get to see more videos on this. So I took the tank to work. I could not show you the process because it was at my work and I can't film there, but we have a vehicle garage where we work on semis, so I was able to fill this completely to the brim with the old fuel sending unit. Looks like this, pretty crusty. So I filled the whole thing with not enough Works toilet bowl cleaner, but enough to get all the gunk out. It didn't eat all the rust. Usually you would do 50-50, so I was gonna have to put 10 gallons of Works toilet bowl cleaner in here with the rest water, to get it to make this tank look brand new. I just, it didn't look too bad to begin with, so I'm gonna have a fuel filter on the pickup and then also a fuel filter going into the carb, so I'm not too worried about if there's anything left in here. You can see a couple of spots we did power wash it, but it doesn't look terrible. We can deal with that. I do have the new fuel sending unit with the new seal. The Works did eat this seal up. As you can see, it's all crinkly. So we're gonna install that, and then I'm gonna put the tank in the truck. This in first. Big ass sock in there. That in there. Get this to roll around. Come on. Alright, so I do have a big problem here, and I am going to have to get a new fuel line for the fitting. 2 different size fittings. Alright, so I just pulled out, I don't know what cylinder this is, be passenger side, second one from the front. Pretty gnarly. I don't think these have been changed in a while. I don't know if they put the same ones back in after the engine swap. I don't know. I mean, this thing's gnarly. It's definitely pretty rich. So I'm thinking we're gonna have some tuning to do, unless it's tuned pretty rich for the motor. I don't know. I'm seeing B&M everywhere. I'm trying to see what transmission it is. I can't figure it out. But the plugs or the wires look really nice. It's just the plugs. So I'm gonna get the rest of these on this bank out and replace them. This one is not as bad. Pretty gnarly though. So I got all new Autolite 145s to match what was in here. I'm gonna put those in. This side is done. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side and check back with you. Alright, first off we're gonna fill up 1 gallon of distilled water in here to see if we have any leaks or even just a little bit before we go dumping all the flush material in there and everything else. Check for some leaks. Ooh, I gotta put that band on there. I hear it draining through there, and it's pouring out of there. Pouring out of the block. Let's try to see what it is. I swear if this fucking block is cracked. Anyone know what that is? Well, I'm gonna look into this and I'll get back. Alright, so the infamous freeze plug behind the motor mount right there came out. It's not damaged or anything. It looks pretty good, but I'm gonna have to order a new one of these, and then I gotta get the motor lifted, and yeah, so this just turned into a lot bigger project, a lot bigger project. The been watching some videos, and you can support it underneath with a block of wood and then remove these motor mounts here, because it's literally behind it. It's terrible. And then probably just from it freezing, I don't know, maybe the coolant broke down and didn't have the preventative power anymore, and explains why there is no coolant in the whole thing, like bone dry. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Probably should have paid a couple $100 less for what I paid for this, but I don't know. It's hard to get a really good deal nowadays, but like I wouldn't have known half of this stuff till I really started digging into it, because this whole motor was just covered in stuff. And I wonder if I heard actually the plug come out, so I wonder if somebody shoved it back in, just so, you know, it was not hidden, but, you know, I don't know. So I'm gonna order a new set. I'm just gonna replace that one for now, because I'm not pulling the whole motor out, because I think it's the same thing on the other side. There's one behind power steering pump. There's one back there. There's two more back there, and then there's some inside the bell housing too, which definitely don't want to have to do. But yeah, that's where we're at. All right, so I got the cap back in. I was able to press it in. I froze the brass fitting so it shrunk, and I used a flat piece of metal to get it in, and then wrapped some stuff around the end of it and kind of pounded it from the side. I'm gonna fire this up, and I got the cooling system filled with the flush and distilled water. I need to heat it up enough to change the oil anyways, so we're gonna let it run for about 5 minutes, change the oil. Probably if everything's good, I'm gonna go get some gas, and then we'll just run it for a while, and hopefully this thermostat will kick on. Good. Don't have any major leaks. We are smoking like crazy though. Oh shit. Alright, I gotta shut this off. All that oil on the manifold. The exhaust is burning off. I don't have a fire extinguisher, so I don't want to catch this thing on fire. It's running pretty good. I don't see any major leaks. See if any of these hoses are getting warm. Yeah, they are. This one hasn't opened yet. This one, man, I wish that spray and wash was open. Sounds really good. Let's see how quick it fires up now. So you can see when I first put that that brass fitting in, it was really cold, so it needed to expand. So a little bit of water was dripping through. Trying to hoping all this burns off soon. We're just gonna burn the truck down. So this is the longest it's ran in 8 years. This is longer than when I drove it up here. But this is without the thing in the choke. It's running smooth. I'm gonna give it a little bit of gas. See what it does. So we got pretty good oil pressure. It's definitely charging. Temperature is up. So I'm guessing that thing is open, the thermostat. So we know that's working. RPM gauge is not working. All right, we're gonna shut it off because I don't want it to catch on fire. But it smells pretty good, the exhaust. I'm gonna let this cool off, and tomorrow I'm gonna run it, do the oil change and the filter. All right, got the motor warmed up. I'm gonna try not to get touched by these exhausts, which are literally right here. Oh, it's fucking on there. Okay. Whew. There we go. Oh, come on. Oh, see if that did it. Pretty dark. There's no water in it. So that was my concern. No metal on here. So I was worried about the cracked block because of the freeze plug that was out. But with adding that water and running it, it should have added at least a tiny bit of water to the system, and it would have came out first because oil floats. So let me go remove the top little plastic plug. Should have done this in the first place. I'm dumb. Okay. Come on. Oh, there we go. We'll go hand tight. All right, that should be good. All right, we are sand full. So I'm going to start it up and run it for a few minutes to circulate the oil and then check it again. All right, so here's where we're at. I've done everything to get this to stop overheating. I've flushed this radiator 6 times. 2 of them with the actual radiator flush. It still comes out like a brownish. It overheats in about, I don't know, 5 minutes of running. So that has led us to this. We are going to try and put this to rest and see if we have a blown head gasket or a cracked head or something. I'm not sure, but I think my oil level went down, so that's why I think we have something going on. There's no coolant in the oil from when I changed it. And I ran it a couple times with the old oil in it, and there was no coolant in there. So I'm thinking it's leaking through the head gasket into the cooling system. I can flush this and it comes out, straight away. So it's not like it's really blocked. If this doesn't turn out to be having gases in what's called getting into the coolant, we're gonna have to get a temperature gauge and see if this is clogged somewhere in the middle. There is a chance that since this is an aftermarket manifold, this Edelbrock, that the wrong gasket was used and the ports for the coolant circulation around the head are blocked. Now, the other thing is it could be timing, or it could be uh, a bunch of crap built up inside those little journals inside the engine where those ports are. So we're gonna fill this up first. This will, lead us in a certain direction, and then I have the thermostat out right now, so it'll constantly fill or pump. So we should immediately have gases in the radiator if this is a bad head gasket. So we will fill this up to the line. Oh, don't spill that. That would be a mess. Fill this up. We're a little above. Whoops. Put this cap back on. And basically, this is just a check valve. So you can pull the air out, but it doesn't suck anything out of the bottom. So I had to drain the radiator a little bit of the water so we could not draw up some of that water in there. So let's fire it up and see what we get. Kind of greenish, but all right, so I just did the test again because I just didn't like the results. I revved it up real good, and there we go. It's green. Basically turning yellow. I'm trying to find a good way to show you this. Here, let's go in here. Yeah, so this fluid should not change at all if you don't have combustion gases getting in there. There is a chance that the water pump is bad too, so we will check that, but it does look like I am changing a head gasket for the first time. So yeah, so this should be interesting. So all right, thanks for watching, and hopefully we can get started on this soon and I don't screw it up. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace.